Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Vishveshparimat ki jai. We're going to go back to our book 2 or our chapter 7. Narayani said, Jatara and Devakuta are the two mountains situated on the east of Sumeru. Their dimensions toward the north are 18,000 yojanas wide and 2,000 yojanas wide and 2,000 yojanas high. On the west of Meru is situated the two famous lofty mountains, Pavamana and Priyayatra. Their length and height are all well known. On the south of Meru are situated the two lofty mountains, Kailash and Karavira. On the north again of the Sumeru mountains are situated the mountains Sringeri and Makargiri. Thus the golden Sumeru mountains since like the sun, surrounding by these 8 mountains in the center of Sumeru. There's a divine city built of the creator Brahma, 10,000 yojanas in dimensions. The learned sages say that they know everything from the highest to the lowest, describe that as square in the dimensions and all made of gold. On the top of Sumeru are situated the world known 8 golden cities subservient to the Brahmapuri for the 8 Lokpalas. The lords of 4 dimensions, the dimension east, west, north, south, northeast, northwest, southeast occupy these. The dimensions of each of these 8 cities are 2,000 yojanas. In fact, there are 9 cities there, including the Brahmapuri. Now hear the names of these 9 cities in due order. The first is Manuvati, the second is Amravati, the third is Tejavati, next comes Samyamani, Krishnagana, Shradavata, Radhavata, Mohabhata, and the 9th is Yasuvati. The lords of the Puris are Brahma, Indra, fire, and the other Dipalas in due orders. When Vishnu Bhagavan assumed the Trivikrama form in his dwarf incarnation and went at the sacrifice to get back the kingdom of the heaven from the demon Bali, there was created one hole or cavity over this Brahmanda Kachatha, and by the nails of the toes of that foot that went up toward his left. And through that cavity, the famous river Bhagavati Ganga flows on the top of those heavenly kingdoms, and the clear water of which are ever ready to destroy the sins of the whole people. For this reason, she is known in 3 lokas as Vishnupada manifested. This took place long ago, many thousands yugas ago, a period difficult to determine. The Ganges fell first on the top of Indra's heavens, near the place called Vishnu Dhamma, known in the 3 worlds. Here the pure soul Dhruva, the son of Uttanapada, observed within his heart the lotus feet of Sri Vishnu and exists still there, taking refuge on that immovable position. There the high-souled 7 rishis, knowing the highest purifying influence of the Ganges, circumambulated the river, wishing for the welfare of all the lokas. This is the great place where one gets success and final liberation, the success-giving place of the ascetics, and where the munis with cloths on their heads bathe daily take their dip in the Ganges with the greatest pleasure and admiration. The Ganges flows thence from the Dhruva Mandala, the abode of Vishnu, to kotis and kotis of divine channels interspersed with many vimanas or carriages, deluges. The Chandra Mandala comes gradually to the Brahmaloka. Here she is divided into 4 channels, Sita, Alaknanda, Bhadra, and Katrabhadra, and irrigating many countries, mountains, and forests, ultimately falls to the ocean. The Sita, the famous Dara, purifying all, while falling down from the Brahmaloka, passes round the mountains that form as it were the filaments of the flowers. Then she, worshipped by the Devas, irrigates the Bhadra Barsa, falls eastward into the salt ocean. The second Dara stream, named Chaksu, getting out of the Malavan range, gradually gains strength and assumes great force and flows to the Western Ocean. The third stream, the very pure Alaknanda, getting out of the Brahmaloka, passes through the Giri Gutta mountains and other forests and falls into Hemakuta. Next, she flows through the Bharata Varsa and meets with the Southern Ocean. No words can describe the glory and the purifying effect of this river. Suffice it to say that those who march out to bathe in this river get each of their steps the fruits of doing the great sacrifices. The fourth Dara of the Ganga Devi, named Bhadra, falling from the mountains, becomes swift and capricious, flows by the northern Kuru country, and satisfying the people there, flows down into the ocean. Many other rivers are from the mountains, Meru, Bandara, and others, flow through the various Varsas and continents. But all of those Varsas, continents, this Brahma Varsa is called the Karma Setra, or the field of actions. The other 8 Varsas, though on earth, give the pleasures of the heavens. The reasons for this is that when the period of the person's enjoyments in the heavens ceases, they come and take their births in one or the other of these 8 Varsas. The people here live for 10,000 years. Their body is hard like a thunderbolt, and all are endowed with the powers of Ayuta, elephants. No one is satisfied with just a little pleasure, so all the men and women live happily there with their wives. It is not that the males alone are so happy. The females also are full of youth throughout their lives and become pregnant when they are less than 1 year old. In short, the inhabitants of this Varsas enjoy forever as the persons of the Treta Yuga do. Here ends the 7th chapter, the 8th book, on the story of the Ganges on the continents in the Srimad, Devi Bhagavatam, the Mahapurana of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Vishveshvari Mata ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai.